So CNN just casually admitted on live TV that illegal immigrants are in fact getting social security numbers and no one's talking about this. It's crazy. That was the hill the Democrats were ready to die on, despite the overwhelming amount of evidence that it was happening, and now their beloved CNN has admitted it. In fact, this whole video is just CNN completely destroying themselves and having an absolute terrible day. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel, but I'm gonna give you what you clicked for. Here is CNN admitting that illegal immigrants have social security numbers.
We're tracking some new developments in the Trump administration's crackdown on immigration. The Associated Press is reporting that the United States has begun classifying thousands of living immigrants as dead. This is part of an effort to make their lives so difficult that they self-deport, according to the AP sources.
Here's the big picture here. Without a social security number, it is harder to work. Can't open bank accounts or lines of credit. CNN's Renee Marsh is here on this story. Do we know how these migrants were chosen and if this will remain limited to them?
So a White House official is saying that these individuals are either they have an FBI record or they are on a terror watch list, but they did not give any evidence or any further information to confirm that all 6,300 of these individuals who are now marked dead in Social Security's systems, they didn't provide any evidence to back up that claim. But again, as you point out, I mean, this move, what it really does is financially starve these individuals. They don't have access to bank accounts. They don't have access to opening lines of credit. And as you said, makes it harder to work. And really, that is the goal for the administration.
But wait. I swore the Democrats said this wasn't happening. It was a right-wing conspiracy theory. We were all so stupid. We didn't know how the immigration system worked. Illegals don't have social security numbers. But then they'll admit things like, oh, illegals contribute this much to taxes. Wait, how do they pay taxes without social security numbers? And they'll say, oh, but the ITIN number. But that's really just used for visa holders who are coming here to work. Let me remind everybody of the Biden administration illegal immigration game. Taxpayers were funding the government who was funding NGOs who were facilitating the illegal immigration crisis, aiding the immigrants with services and coaching on how to say exactly what you need to say to qualify for asylum. In fact, there is evidence that even the Border Patrol under Biden was encouraging this. So illegal immigrants come to the border, they're apprehended, they're registered, they say what they need to say to qualify for asylum. Because asylum grants you all kinds of benefits that you otherwise wouldn't have. Like, wait for it, a social security number. Democrats have the whole wrong understanding about illegal immigration. They think it's like just border jumping. They don't think that it's a problem because they don't see the true intentions. It was a government-allowed illegal mass migration, gaming and taking advantage of asylum laws to flood the country with 10 million people and take advantage of these sanctuaries, send them all over the country, provide them with an enormous amount of American welfare, provide them with the legal aid they need. They get some court date 8 years down the road that they're never really expected to show up to. And their assumption is they can stay here, work here, have a kid who's born an American citizen, and then they'll be free to be here forever, citizenship or not. That was the entire game. And when you combine that with strong advocacy in these blue states for things like abolishing voter ID laws, you see what the Democrat strategy was to do. Worst case scenario, they didn't get all these people onto voter registries, but they still imported so many people that the new census of these blue places will gain representation in the House. It was a desperate attempt to create a one-party rule, jail the political opponent, and radicalize the United States into some extreme Marxist culture. I feel like the Democrats have to know it. They just can't say it because they've identified all illegal immigrants as victims, and you can't criticize a victim. So in order for their self-worth to be preserved, the Democrats can't face reality that this isn't a good idea. So they have to lie and manipulate reality and convince themselves that all illegal immigrants are peaceful and joyful and going to be such a benefit to us, and it's going to be the nicest thing in the world. We're opening our country to underprivileged people who are down on their luck. Every position that the Democrats have seems to be some comparable level of insanity, but it doesn't have to be this way. They could actually work with the Republicans on something all Americans agree should happen.